Hi you guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're making patti samosas. The most complicated thing in this is going to be making the pattis. However, for starters, let's begin by making the masala for it. We will be boiling 5 medium-sized potatoes for around 10 samosas. Then keep it on high flame for 3 whistles, and then you can keep it on a low flame for around 5 to 10 minutes. For the dough, start by adding 2 cups of flour. This is maida, not whole wheat flour. To this, we need to add oil, about 1 tablespoon, because oil helps in making the crust crispy. Add salt as per your taste, and then knead it without water for some time. The dough should be crumbly at first. Once it's crumbly and it starts holding shape, add some water and knead it into a very soft dough. We will now start with making the most difficult thing in this recipe, that is the pattis. Divide the dough into 6 parts and roll a chapati out of each part. Now, after you do roll a chapati, make sure it is not too thin or too thick. Make it like a 1 millimeter thick chapati would work. Make sure your surface is well floured so that the dough does not stick to it, since it's a softer dough. Roll the chapatis, and then you have to add some oil to the chapati on the top and add a lot of flour. Now, the mistake I made in my first round was I didn't add too much flour, so the chapatis stuck to each other. So make sure you add a lot of flour in between the chapatis. Once you have rolled the chapati and added flour and oil to it, keep it on the side. Roll one more chapati out of the other part and one more out of the other part. Now, and grease all of those chapatis with flour and oil. Make sure you put the oil first and then a lot of flour on top, and then you have to place each chapati over one another, creating a layer, and then roll all of this into one. Why we do this separately is so that the patti is very thin. You can also do this without placing them on each other, and it is not that tough because I ended up doing it that way and that worked better for me. So you will roll all of this together, and then you will start to you can bake it in the oven. That will also help. My tawa wasn't big, so I had to bake it in the oven. However, if you have a bigger tawa, you can put this 3-layered chapati on the tawa, cook it on one side, then one layer will come off. You can turn it around and another layer will come off. So that way, repeat the process and create your pattis. You can also do this directly. Honestly, that works much better. Another option would be you can make a slurry of your maida and you can put it on the tawa and cook it for like 30 seconds and then take off the extra slurry that might be there so that it's thin. Once it's cooked, you can flip it around and you can take it off. With the pattis, you can freeze them and use them as many times as you like. Make sure to put them in a Ziploc bag before you freeze them. And yes, and then to make like rectangular pattis, you can cut off the sides, the circular edges of the patti. And honestly, you can make this simply out of the normal samosa, cutting one round chapati into a half and creating a cone too. This is not necessary. This samosa is mostly about the batana that goes in, and I would suggest you soak the batana one night prior to making these samosas and boil them for about 15 minutes if you are boiling them in a pan, or for about 1 or 2 whistles if you are boiling them in a pressure cooker. So once all of this is done, we will start with making the masala. we will not overcomplicate this masala. It's easy and it has basic spices, no extra chopped, nothing, no falana dingana. But one basic flavor that is there in every samosa is the flavor of freshly ground coriander seeds and fennel seeds. So grind some of them prior, then add them to a bowl. Add your salt as per your taste. Add red chili powder. Since you're putting no green chilies, you can add more. Add haldi powder and add your dhania powder and add your jeera powder too. Till you're adding these masalas, heat about 1 tablespoon of oil in a kadhai. Then once heated, add all the masalas together. Add your peas if you like, and add the banana that you had kept boiled before once the masala is roasted well. Mash the potatoes that you boiled earlier and add the mashed potato to this masala. Mix all of this well to create a nice delicious filling for the samosa. After a lot of struggle, it was finally time to make the samosas. Now, since the patties are rectangular, you will flip it in a triangular manner and you will stick it to the other side to seal it with Fevicol. Just kidding. Use some corn flour, add some water to it, make a thick paste, and use that paste to seal the samosas. Now once you do paste it, flip around the patti and then you will find a cone. Add your filling to this cone and then wrap the other side around. You will figure your way out. I did too. I made a lot of mistakes, but end of it they turned out nice. So flip the other side around and seal the samosa. Add as much filling as you like. Once you're done with sealing all your samosas, I would suggest freeze them. Freezing them makes them more crispy. Till they're getting freezed for around 15 minutes, you can heat your oil on low flame. You're going to deep fry it, so you're going to need a lot of oil. Once the oil is heated and samosas are freezed, add them to the oil, fry them till golden brown. More on the brown side, I did overcook a few. So that's my mistake, don't make my mistakes. Once done, you are ready to eat your delicious samosa. You can eat it with pav, you can eat it directly with Szechuan chutney, you can eat it with the mirchi thecha that you can find. Let me know if you want to know the recipe to that too. Fry some green chilies and enjoy your rainy days.